everyone's trying to do their thing, but whether or not that actually happens is completely up to.
We are seeing a lot of pressure down bot in this fight. Ivern is here too.
But it looks like they are starting to back off a little bit. And I think Caitlyn's about to go down. She does go down. Syndra's going in. And it looks like Ivern might have actually gotten Syndra finished off thanks to his Q. But it looks like she actually is going to be able to retreat out. Elise is jumping in. She's trying to pick off Ari. But Ari has so many shields. And as a result, the Q from Ari comes in and finishes off Elise. And then the same thing essentially happens with Ashe. She gets locked down with CC and then immediately taken down by Ari. Ari is now on her way to becoming a feared force in this game.
Absolutely. With those kills that Ari picked up, she is going to be able to get roughly closer to the same footing compared to Syndra. One thing to notice though is going to be the Elise's gameplay. While you don't see a lot of frustration that occurs at these higher level of players with like plat and diamond players and stuff, there is still the problem where if you make mechanical misplays under high pressure situations, it does have the potential to snowball into stress that can develop into tilt later in the game. And one thing I noticed during that fight was the Elise actually, when she went to escape from the Ari, accidentally flashed a little too early, making it so she was hit by the Ari's return of the orb instead of flashing over it. A slight mechanical misplay like that.
Oh, and it looks like they catch Caitlyn out, and man, one cocoon is all it takes. We're going to say call that Morgana's Q 2 point, or actually 0.5, because once you get hit with it, you might as well say I'm AFK, because that took way too long for anyone to get out of.
Yeah, and that was really well played.
And it looks like Ari's going back in. She tried to go ahead and take down Zyra, but it wasn't enough. Although it looks like Syndra was about to blow someone up, but thanks to the polymorph by Lulu, she's unable to do it immediately. She ends up taking down Ivern in a few seconds after that. Ari's still running around with her blue buff, but it looks like as a result, Legends 27 is going to go ahead and take the first dragon of the game.
We are noticing a slight CS lead top lane as well for the Legends 27. This is not significant at the moment, but it is just another thing to keep aware of. In bot lane, the Caitlyn, however, has carved out a significant CS advantage of 20 more CS than this Ashe has. However, it is good to note that in these team fights, Syndra is not to be underestimated, as she will, if the game progresses and she continues to get ahead even further, have enough damage to blow up nearly an entire person with her ultimate if she prepares properly.
Right. So essentially it's going to come down to team fighting being very, 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 very aware. You're going to have to be very, very, very aware of who your priority targets are in team fights. Syndra is definitely going to be a very important one. So is Zyra. Gangplank probably not so much, but then again, you got to be aware that his ult always will probably come down once the fight starts. So Final Light Gaming has a lot to kind of pay attention to in these team fight situations, and it looks like there might be a nice little kill for Ari, and is it going to be enough? She made a mistake. She spirit rushed the wrong way, wasn't able to get any damage off as a result, and it looks like Ivern might be getting ready to die too, but she gets smote by the redemption Ivern. Nothing like standing in a circle for a little too long and then realizing you made a bad choice.
Absolutely. And one thing is, this Ari played very, very well.
And the Ashe ult comes through. Lulu tries to save Caitlyn, but it's not enough. Zyra goes ahead and takes her down as well.
And that is the level 6 power that I'm talking about in this bot lane. With the Ashe arrow being such a long-range engage tool, And when you utilize it at such a short distance, it may not have the longer CC impact that it does at the higher range, but it is long enough for other CC to land, namely that Zyra root. In this case, the stun from the Elise, and just so much damage able to be poured out. Even Lulu, with all of her bonus resistance stuff she gives, is not able to save her allies.
Right. I'm saying Wild Growth can't save you if you have 4 people wailing on you at once.
Exactly.
Although,
and even if it was without the Elise, the Zyra ult had yet to be burned. The Zyra ult didn't actually end up affecting her because she died so fast,
right.
which would have been another 1.5 seconds of CC.
Let me see. So it looks like Legends 27 found their stride, and now they're trying to make a lot of different moves. What can Final Light Gaming do to turn this around at this point?
Final Light Gaming is definitely going to be hard pressed. One of the main advantages they have, though, is their ability, if they set up with the Caitlyn, to counter any siege that is thrown at them by the enemy. Caitlyn may not be ahead in kills, but her CS advantage has carved out, if I'm looking correctly, and yes, it has actually carved her out a neat little gold lead, contrary to every other laner that is on her team. That is the team member they're going to have to play around, setting up and defending, using the Caitlyn's trap line to make picks on members of the Legends 27 that get out of position. And if they end up pulling that off, they definitely have plenty of chances to stall this game out and make it take a lot longer.
Okay, and it looks like Olaf is going in on Zyra. His ult runs out, so he decides to back out and not power through the Zyra ult. But it looks like both Ashe and Zyra will get some help from Elise, and that definitely made everyone decide to take a second, chill out, go do something else for a second.
Ashe and Zyra, though, did both burn their ults. That means Ashe can't force and engage with that for another about 30 seconds at a minimum. And overall, we saw Olaf take essentially no damage because of that redemption that the Ivern has being used to such great and powerful effect.
Right.
That is the type of trade that Final Light Gaming is going to need to make, except on a larger scale.
Right. Oh, and Elise flashes the wall. She jumps in on the Caitlyn, and it looks like Caitlyn's gonna go ahead and dive. But it looks like now Olaf wants to get some nice attack damage off on Ashe. Kind of had a brain fart there for a second. But it looks like now the Legends 27 is going to try and take this top tower. They have red buff doing some extra damage. Ashe is outside the range of the tower, so she's able to help get damage on Olaf. Olaf goes down to Elise. Syndra comes through from the back and catches Lulu before she's able to get under the protection tower and takes her down as well.
And honestly, the rotation by the Legends 27 when they're ahead is so strong. One thing that we are noticing from these teams is something that...
that was a lot of jumping around.
That absolutely was. And the Ahri comes out on top of it. The Gangplank siege was broken. And that means that Ahri is now in control of the bot lane and hopefully able to get herself back into a point of relevance against this Syndra. But as I was mentioning, the Caitlyn is just so squishy that she can be bursted by nearly anyone, which is why setting up a solid line of defense is going to be so important this game for the teams. What we have seen is when teams get ahead, they are incredibly good at utilizing the lead they get and transitioning that as the game progresses. One thing we are seeing less of is actually people able to keep their calm and make favorable trades when they're behind to even out or take the gold lead back instead. But as soon as it seems that a team breaks that 1.5 or 2K barrier, they just start getting further and further ahead in a way that the other team just cannot seem to compete. Right now we are seeing a 6k gold difference, and blue is going to be able to take this Drake completely uncontested because of the pressure they've been building.
Right, and it's definitely starting to become a problem for Legend or Final Light Gaming in terms of this matchup.
We saw a Gangplank ult used to dissuade an engage by the Ragnaroking and ghosting.
And Ashe goes ahead and throws down the ult, and Syndra goes and ults her in return, finishing off the Caitlyn. It looks like they're all going in on Ivern right now. I don't know if they'll necessarily be able to get him. It looks like he's going to go ahead and make it out, but Syndra tries to make a jump shot. She goes ahead.
Quite able to get it secured, but she has a lot of potential, and it looks like they were trying to get some damage on the Ahri. Nothing sticks though.
All it takes is one auto to get the center tower, and there we go. And how does it feel to know that you got killed by your own summon?
Yeah, that whenever you're playing someone like Annie or Ivern against a Syndra, the control they have over that summonable creature is absolutely incredible. When you need either Daisy as that source of CC or Tibbers as that source of damage, and your enemy opponent is literally able to take that and throw that to hurt you, that feels bad, man.
Yeah. So, I think that's going to be something in the back of Ivern's head for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Probably going to take that in really strong consideration.
While Ivern definitely was very effective, while Ivern definitely can be very effective, it seems that during the banning phase, the Legends made the right choice, as Ivern has not been able to have the gank pressure to keep up with the Elise like they need him to. And that has just completely changed the way the game has operated, with Elise's early game pressure that she has added to the lanes through that consistent ganking, getting the Syndra first blood. Look at where the Syndra is at now because of it. Syndra, while she does have phenomenal scaling, got that early lead that she absolutely needed,
Right.
and now she is running away with this game, able to kill anyone on the opposing team, except for maybe Olaf.
So, and even then, you could probably do that if you have the right items. And and Elise gets caught out in a death bush. She goes ahead and gets taken down thanks to Ahri's charm by Caitlyn. So now it's a 4v5. What is Final Light Gaming going to do next at this point?
I would not be surprised if they sent, Gangplank is heading bot to stop that push, and I wouldn't be surprised if they send one of their other members, such as Zyra or Sivir, actually. Or not Sivir, Zyra or Syndra, actually. No, it looks like they're just rotating with everyone to go top and grab those CS and push that lane back in their favor.
Right.
Because if you can have all your lanes pushing and separate people pushing in different lanes, you start spreading your enemy resources thin. And when you have a gold lead that is essentially at this point in time over 6k, or actually almost 8k, there is just so much power that you can do when you run two people down the side lanes, one on the top side lane, one on the bottom side lane. You divert the enemy's pressure and you cut into the options they have by every time they try to make something happen, they lose an objective for it.
Right. Okay, and it looks like blue team is starting a Baron push. And I don't think red team actually... Final Light Gaming doesn't actually know anything about this, so Legends 27 got a completely free and clear Baron.
Very
off
clear.
Of that.
We are seeing a 9k gold lead right now, which is absolutely immense. One thing that we're going to have to watch is how much that changes as this Baron happens. Baron is incredible for pushing, and if they go back to either a split push or a 1-3-1, they may be able to extend this gold lead far beyond what it currently is.
Right, and it looks like, I think the Legends 27 is preparing itself for a final push. They're putting some buffs on people. Gangplank's trying to push out the bot lane as much as he possibly can. That way those guys might be able to pull off a tower or two. and everyone seems to be rotating
It
towards
seems
top.
there's potential they are going for a death bush strategy. Looks like the Zyra might be. That was a mistake by the Ari, thinking the Zyra was